As a professional, you might have heard configuration management and change management being used in project management space. Today, we're going to be exploring the differences, and I'm going to make it crystal clear what the difference is between these two. Configuration management and change management are very important concepts in the field of project management. While they are related, they serve different purposes and involve different processes. Configuration management is the process of identifying, organizing, and managing the various components of a project or system. Watch that word components. It's a very important word here. The goal of configuration management is to ensure that all components of the system are identified, tracked, and properly maintained over time. And before we get done, I'm going to show you examples from IT, engineering, and pharmaceutical book writing as well, so that you'll have a very good understanding of what configuration management is across different industries. Configuration management includes tracking changes to the system as well as maintaining documentation, big word, version control, and ensuring, another big word, consistency across different versions or configurations of the system. Configuration management is often used in software development, engineering, and other technical fields. Let's move on to change management. Change management, on the other hand, is the process of managing changes to a project or system. In this confines of project management, we are not referring to change management at the organizational level. That's a whole different subject. We're talking about project change management here. And the goal of change management in this realm is to ensure that changes are made in a controlled and systematic way in order to minimize the risk of negative impacts to the project or system. Change management involves planning, communicating, and implementing changes, as well as assessing the impact of changes and managing any potential risks or issues. Change management is often used in project management as well as organization management. But here, we're talking exclusively about project change management. So to summarize what I've said, my friends, the main difference between configuration management and change management is that configuration management is focused on the organizing and maintaining the components of a system over time, while change management is focused on managing changes to the system in a controlled and systematic way. While they are related, they involve different processes and serve different purposes. Both configuration management and change management are important tools in ensuring the success of a project or system. Now, let me give you some examples. So let's talk about engineering, right? In engineering, an example of configuration management might involve identifying and tracking all the components and specifications of a complex machine. This could include maintaining a detailed inventory of all the parts, whether they're nuts, bolts, screws, and the exact dimensions or numbers, codes associated with these parts. Documenting any changes to the design or specifications and ensuring that each component is properly tested and validated before integration into the machine. To go a step further, think about drawings that show how all of these parts are integrated and the specific version of each bolt, nut, screw, and component. Change management, on the other hand, could involve managing updates or modifications to the design or specifications of the machine. This could involve assessing the impact of proposed changes, communicating changes to stakeholders, and implementing changes in a controlled and systematic way. Now, I want to take those of you who have studied for the exam called the PMP exam, I want to take you back in time. You remember when we talk about change requests and we say you start off with a verbal request and then it goes through being put into formal writing and so on and so forth. That is change management. When you're dealing with a change request, when you're dealing with a change order form and things such as that, that is classic change management. And to make sure you really understand what I'm talking about, I'm going to show you an example of a change request form. And right here on the screen, you can see this change request form. It has the submitter information, it has the project manager initial analysis, how it's going to impact schedule and cost and other variables on the project, and the change control board decision. This is very important, especially for those of you who are getting ready for the professional exam known as the PMP exam. You really want to be aware of what this looks like. So I encourage you to go on down to the CDC website, where you'll be able to find a copy of this form and study a little bit more. I also want to sensitize you to the importance of a change log. On the screen is an example of a change log, and this log is used for change requests to be logged so that if you wanted to see everything at a snapshot, you could. Be aware that in the world of project management, there are also plans for configuration management and change management. So you could have a configuration management plan and you could have a change management plan. I'll show you an example of a configuration management plan. As you can see on the screen, we have the configuration management approach. We have all the details about configurable items, version controlled items and documents, and this just gives the team a good way of following configuration management to the letter. Also, there is a change management plan, and I'm going to show you that next. And here is another view of what this could look like. The change management plan is a plan that helps you in the process of change, and we're talking project change. I hope this gave you a good idea of what these documents look like and why they are relevant. Let's move back into examples because I have a few more examples to show you. Next example is from the world of IT. So configuration management in this world could involve identifying and tracking all the hardware, all the software components of a network or system, and it could involve a detailed inventory of all the devices, software versions, documenting any changes or upgrades, and ensuring that all components are properly licensed and compliant with relevant standards. Change management, on the other hand, could involve managing updates or modifications to the network or system, going through the process of change control through perform integrated change control. And this could involve assessing the impact of proposed changes, communicating changes to users or stakeholders, and implementing changes in a way that minimizes disruption to business operations. The next example is from pharmaceutical. Configuration management here could involve identifying and tracking all the components and specifications of a drug manufacturing process. And this could include maintaining a detailed inventory of all the ingredients, the manufacturing equipment, the lab, documenting any changes to the process or specifications, and ensuring that each component is properly tested and validated before being used in production. On the flip side, change management could involve managing updates or modifications to the drug manufacturing process. This could involve assessing the impact of proposed changes on product quality, communicating changes to a regulatory agency like the FDA and others, and implementing changes in a controlled and systematic way that meets industry standards. In a book writing example, this could involve identifying and tracking all the components of a manuscript, chapters, sections, and individual pages. This could involve maintaining a detailed outline of the book and documenting any changes to the structure or the content, and ensuring that each component is properly reviewed and edited before being included in the final manuscript. Now, change management in a project like this could involve managing updates or modifications to the manuscript. This could involve assessing the impact of proposed changes on the flow and coherence of the book, communicating changes to the editor or publisher, and implementing changes in a way that improves the quality and readability of the final product. I hope this helped demystify the differences as clearly as possible, because a few years ago I came out with a video that had a lot of buzz. I didn't give as many examples in that video, so I hope these examples elevate your understanding. Thank you very much, my friends. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and share. See you in the next episode.